what's up, y'all? So, something I was thinking about real quick. Why is it so easy for us, for me, to surrender to taking drugs rather than surrender to the whole process of recovery? You know, like, yeah, I get it, it's a disease, but then I gotta check myself. Like, how much of it is being a disease? Am I using it as for an excuse? So, people that get cancer due to chemo, you know what I'm saying? The chemo is kind of like, I guess, surrendering. The chemo is going to fuck you up just like the recovery. The withdrawal is going to fuck us up a little bit. But they don't make excuses. They do the chemo. Some of them do the chemo, and the chemo ain't even 100% chance they're going to live, but yet they still do it because they want to live. They're willing to put themselves through that. So how come me as an addict, I wasn't able to do it? And then there's times right now that I'd rather just surrender to drugs and not the recovery. And then this is where I think our non-addicts, you know what I'm saying, we got to try to get them to understand, because me coming out and saying that, I know a non-addict, no matter what they say, I'll be able to tell from their facial expressions or how they're looking at me, feeling like I'm slipping. But it's actually the opposite. When an addict starts talking like the way I'm talking, it's actually growth. It's rather than the opposite. But if we don't feel comfortable enough to open up and speak that way to our non-addicts, we're going to hold it in, and then it's going to manifest, and it's going to turn into something a lot worse for us. So my question is, why do we find it so hard to surrender to the process that's going to make us better? Just like people with cancer surrender doing the chemo, in a sense. And then I even though I'm speaking this way, I'm not going to give up. Pain is temporary, quitting forever. I am not giving up. That is 100% a fact that I'm not giving up today. And the reason I'm not going to give up today is because I have all of you in my life, all of y'all in my life. And I know for a fact, and I've been told it multiple times by both my brother Myson and my brother Sunray. Myson maybe a little more than Sunray. But if I fuck up, they're going to put hands on me, just like everybody else on that block in Red Hook's going to put hands on me. But out of love, have people in your life that are going to challenge you. Have people in your life that aren't going to co-sign your shit. And if you don't have people like that in your life yet, 646-923-4711. Because I'm super open to constructive criticism, and I'm super open to giving it out just as much. But there's ways that we can speak to each other. There's ways that we can say it to each other where we can understand it better, and it doesn't come out like it's being malicious. So hit me up. I want to know, how come we find it so hard to surrender to something that makes our lives, that make our life so much better? And then how come it's so much easier to surrender to drugs when it's so much more work to be a drug addict than it is recovery? If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, in my opinion, let me know what y'all think. 646-923-4711. Love y'all.